Hi everyone, it's Shilo here today with Papertrey ink. I'm going to be making this beautiful card today for you using the June 2026 release, and I hope that you enjoy the process. Let's get started. Okay, so just showing you a real-time video of our finished card. It's so pretty. I'm just in love with it. And these are the products that we're going to be using today. So this is the Through the Forest die set. I also used the Into the Blooms Mixed Bouquet die set. And we used the This is Big Sentiments Hello stamp and the coordinating dies with that. So those are the products. Those are all from the June 2026 release. And I'm just showing you what I'm going to go and die cut. So that you don't have to watch me do all that fun wheeling through my machine here. So I'm going to go off and do that and be right back with the power of editing. And here we are. We've got all our pieces cut and ready to ink up. So I'm just pulling out all the stuff that's going to be green to start off with. And we're just going to put that all on my sticky mat here. And we're going to pull out our green inks and start doing some fun blending. And I'm just kind of trying to get everything that I can get onto that mat at once, just so that I don't have to do it in multiple sections or sessions. Of course, whatever works for you. And sticky mat is new to me. And it's a game changer. So if you are old school like I was and just holding everything down and trying to do your ink blending, a sticky mat is amazing. And I did hear a little rumor that Papertrey ink is coming out with one, so stay tuned. And these are the four colors that I tend to lean towards for my greeneries. I like to do a little bit of a mix and match. Some of them I'll do more of one color or I'll just do two colors, but they're kind of my go-to that I seem to be reaching for on a regular basis. So we've got these are all distress inks, and we've got Bundled Sage. I'm going to end up with the names of them wrong because I can't read them on that tiny screen. So I'm just going to look here in my stash so I don't tell you the wrong ones. So Rustic Wilderness, Peeled Paint, and of course Pine Needles. So those are the four of my choices that I like to use. And I really like adding that bit of pine needle in. That little bit of blue-green is so pretty. So yeah, but I mean, of course, whatever you like to use. And then I'm just showing here, we're going to cut out a circle because we're going to build everything that, all those dies, we're going to build it right onto a circle shape. So I just went and found the circle that fit the best with that circular. You'll see there's that leaf that has that circular piece on it. So I just went and found a die in my stash that worked the best for that. And you, of course, can do whatever works for you. So we're just ink blending this background, or the circle is going to be, excuse me, sorry, our background. And so I just wanted to add kind of the tumbled glass, which is sort of a bluey, greeny color. Well, it's more blue, but it has a little bit of that aqua color, I guess. And my brush was really dirty, so it was laying down a lot more of a darker blue, but that's okay. It's sky, and I did kind of do a rough blend because I wanted it to look like it might have clouds in the sky, so I was okay with a finish that wasn't perfectly smooth. I thought that kind of give it a neat effect. And now we're going to start working on our flowers. So I just have all my different flowers laid out on my mat, and I end up doing multiple tones with my ink, just to add dimension and interest to them. I don't think flowers are ever just one solid color. So yeah, so you can go as much or as little as you want with, those kind of details. I tend to, play around a little bit. I enjoy this process. It's different for me than Copic coloring, which I do a lot on my cards. And so this is kind of fun, and it's very quick and easy in comparison. So I enjoy it. I hope that you, if you give it a try, enjoy it as well. I know you can also, of course, cut these all out in your colored cardstocks and piece them together that way. I like the look of how they turn out when they're blended. I'm sorry, my voice is a little bit off this morning. Yeah, so I really like the way this looks. Plus, you can customize, so you can make your own color palette this way, right? So if you don't have that perfect cardstock color, you can, definitely go in with all your colors of ink and come up with the perfect combo. And of course, you could do this on a cardstock base as well. So if you started with, say, a light orange cardstock, you could go in with another bit of a darker orange ink and do some blending and give it to the dimension that you want that way too. So lots of different options. And then here you'll see me with these little blue flowers. I did add a bit of purple too. So just to add, I don't know, a little bit of interest. I don't know if there's really a blue and purple petal out there in a real flower, but I thought it was pretty. So I guess that's one of the fun things that you get to do when you are creating your own. You can come up with your own pretty colors. Yeah, so that was how I did my flowers. And I think I've just got some of the centers. So I'm just going in here with, actually I went in with a pink over the purple, and it kind of looks like a bit of a hot mess, but don't forget you're going to get some of that dry back as well. But I did just blend over with a little bit with the purple just to kind of blend it in a bit better. And once it all dries, it's actually quite fine. So don't be afraid to experiment with different colors like that. It's just paper. So worst case scenario, you'd have to cut out another little flower. And we're just going to glue these together right off the mat here. It just was nice and easy to put some glue in the center and peel those up and stick them down, especially when you have those little tiny centers. It's a great way to do this so you don't end up losing all those little pieces before you have them stuck together. If you're like me, I tend to do that. And then I find it, of course, after I've cut another one and attached it. But and then I brought them all over, all those pieces, the green and the flowers, and I brought them into my splatter box. And we're just taking a watered down white acrylic paint. And this is just a little container that I have put a squirt of white paint in with some water. And I like to use a small fan brush for this, especially when I have lots of items to get that white onto. It just covers more ground that way than a single. Oh, I don't know all the names of the brushes, but with the fan brush, because it's wider like that, it definitely gets more splatter. And then I'm just going in with this like kind of creamy, shimmery color. And same thing, I'm just adding water to it and splattering that with my fan brush. And that works really great. I mean, it's not something you're going to see well on camera, but it definitely adds a little shine and interest to each of those florals and greenery. Okay, so while that's drying, we're going to work on our sentiment. And I did use a shorter sentiment on the card that you saw at the beginning. So this is my second card that I'm making, and I chose a different sentiment. I thought it would be fun to have two similar but different cards. So you'll see later, the only thing if you're going to use a longer sentiment like this is that some of the greenery can kind of go up and cover, maybe where you have your sentiment stamped, and you'll see me fix that later. So just a heads up, if you choose a longer sentiment like that, it could end up kind of in the way of the greenery, or the greenery could be in the way of the sentiment, however you want to think that. Anyway, we're going to cut out this hello, and thanks to Leah Lawson, a fellow design team member, I have discovered what this is called. This is a jig. So basically I have cut out the little hellos, and then I just can now reuse this and put in a new die cut hello, and then I can stamp on it. So it makes it a great little template, basically, which is what she calls a jig. And yeah, it makes sense. So we just stamped out our hello, and I just used archival ink for both of those. I just find it gives a nice crisp look when you're stamping out sentiments. So that's what I did. And just from my stash, I found this fun, very old embossing folder that has little mountains on it. It's one of my faves because I'm a bit of a mountain girl. And we stitched around the edge of that with a kind of a blue color that matches the sky that I did. So, and I used my sewing machine for that. So if you're interested in learning how to do that, or if you already know how to sew, certainly pull out that paper and give it a try. I do have a video on my channel as well that I can link below that is just showing you some tips and tricks about sewing on paper. Okay, so we are now ready to assemble our little scene here. I just love this scene. I think it's really versatile. I've seen some of the other design team members use this for a Christmas theme, a night sky. I think this is probably my favorite die set. Like as soon as I saw the release this month, I was so excited about this one. It just grabbed me right away. So it's very versatile, but I made it all pretty and it's summery right now, so it just seemed kind of fun to add flowers and a blue sky. But I love that I can go in and you could probably make fall images with this, you know, how we get the colored trees in fall, or yeah, like I say, I saw someone do a Christmas theme and I thought that was so beautiful. So yeah, lots of options with this one. Okay, and so I'm just sticking that down with some foam, and you're going to see me just kind of play around with the composition here and start gluing some pieces down. I do want to mention, don't forget to hit the like button and the notification bell, of course, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. We would love to have you here and to make sure that you do get all the other videos, even the ones I was mentioning, like they're great ones out there. And of course, there'll be lots of great upcoming stuff as well. So, and I will also, of course, link the products below. So if you are interested in anything that we are showing today, I will have that listed below as best I can for all the Papertrey ink stuff. So yeah. Okay, so what I chose to do, well, first, I already made one of these, so I do have a bit of a layout to copy, right? But I use my glue gun and I just kind of am tucking and tacking down. Like I'm not using a lot of my glue, it's just sort of tacking down so I can tuck things in, using foam tape on some of them so that I can, you know, have different dimension. And yeah, and I just thought the way it turned out was just so pretty. And you could do this, again, as much or as little as you wanted. You could add way more flowers. You could do pine cones, or if you were doing a Christmas one, you could do berries and, you know, more branchy type or twigs. Like there's so much you could do. Oh, it would be pretty for fall with sunflowers. So you can see that I have lots of ideas for this one, and hopefully I get to play with it again soon because I am absolutely in love. I just love how it turns out. And it was so easy, honestly. It's just so easy because once you put this circle together with all of these wonderful little bits. Oh, here's where I was fixing that that long piece that was kind of sticking up over top of my sentiment. So I just trimmed it off. But because it was tucked under some of the other foliage, you couldn't really tell that I did that. So that was how I fixed it. But yeah. So this pretty much takes over your whole card base, right? So once you have this little circle together, I just use an A2 card, but I found that it was like the focal point of my card, and you'll see that once we put it on the front. So yeah, like this is the majority of the work, but it also is like, then your card is done, right? So it's fun to put it together and then you've got this beautiful result. So I didn't find it that hard to do or that much work because like I say, I enjoy doing the inking. So it would be fun to try this with different color combinations. I just came up with this color combination myself. Of course, there's lots of like ideas out there. Look in your garden. But yeah, so I'm curious to see what you guys come up with when you get to playing with this die set. And I would love to see what you're creating. If you think of it, please tag me. I'm at Shilo Miles. So I would love to see what you're making if you get this die set and create something with it. Because I think it's pretty versatile, as I've said. Okay, so yeah, see what I mean? Like by the time you put that down, your card is so beautiful and pretty much like done. And then I just went in and I added, I have these little tiny heart stickers that I'm still trying to use up. We're so close to the end of them, but it was the perfect color to add a little heart there. So of course I tucked that in, and now we're just adding some little rhinestones that are old from my stash. So I've got some big ones, some medium-sized ones, and we're just kind of tucking those in around in my flowers, and then just a couple off the side of the circle randomly here. And I don't know why I was sticking them on with my fingers. Sometimes I don't think to pull out a tool and, fight with them a little bit. You think after all the years of doing that, I would learn. But anyway, and just checking to see if I need any more. I have a hard time sometimes placing my rhinestones or jewels down. I struggle with them to look random, but we did it, and there's our finished card, and there's the first card that I made, and here's just some close-up pictures for you so you can see that in detail. I thank you all so much for joining me, and I hope you join me next time. Have a great day.